Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Today, Wednesday, already middle of the week, and we're out at Hollywood Bets Gravel. We're on the Poly, the 8 races that we've got to get through. Firing on all engines yesterday. Daryl Marie said, climb in at 10 to 1. We hope you did. We hope you did. Started 3 to 1. Started 3 to 1 that horse, and there were one or two on the day that I was very unhappy with in terms of the where they were placed. And I was talking to Daryl about it last night. Sometimes I understand, we're all subjected to being human and one can make errors, etc. But there's certain things I saw yesterday that I wasn't happy about at all, to be quite honest. But it is the nature of the business, and let's get on to a brand new, fresh day. It's all good news. It's all positive news at the end of the day, so we stay and remain positive. Mr. Citron is with us. Good morning, Gary John. I hope that the card is a promising one this Wednesday afternoon.
Morning, Clyde. Yes, today I think we've got a big chance of showing a good profit today. The card looks good in my eyes, and I think we're going to bring it home for the punters.
Is the first race a two-horse race, Head Girl and Glamours?
Clyde, when looking at this first race, I had definitely slight preference to Glamours over Head Girl. Head Girl seems to do everything right but win. It's had 17 starts and it hasn't won yet. It's a bit of a put-off for me. I do know it's going to go to the front, but it just seems to stop a bit late. So I did have slight preference to Glamours. She also took on the boys last time and ran a cracker, the comeback run. Also, just speaking on her form line to catch pajamas, 3.3 lengths. Tea Time Temple over the 1400 at the Poly. I think this form line is good enough to finish in front of Head Girl. But my value play here is Chakapori. I feel that 12 to 1, there's a lot of value in this horse. I think it's going to be in the top 3. I'm not too scared of the draw 8 because the speed will be on, and it's also got gate speed. I'm sure it will overcome, maybe sit second or third. The other two will probably go forward. Yes, but I really like Chakapori. I think on its penultimate run to West Side Story, Wazanawe was in there. I believe this also is good enough to be in the top 3, if not win it. But I'm definitely having a small nibble.
Okay, well, Chakapori is an interesting first choice. It's currently, we're doing the show at 10 o'clock this morning, on Wednesday morning. That horse is currently priced up 12 to 1, Chakapori. There's a look at Gary John's buy pot, and that cost 180 Rand, or 108 Rand, I beg your pardon, with a banker in the middle. Okay, back with us now. Race number 2 on the card. We go over 1,000 meters, and in this particular event, it's 9 to 10. Is it 9 to 10 or is it shortened? 9 to 10 about Master Bling, the one to beat here for the Garth Puller stable. Alison Wright's got the 4 Love in Winter, second favourite, 6 to 1. Also 6 to 1 about number 5 Rhythm, and then you can get 6 to 1 as well about number 6 Happy Analia, and they bet 7 to 1 and bet to the others. For some, Master Bling does look like the right horse and the one to beat in the race, Gary John. I see that you've got something else in here that you like, a horse called Ndaka. I picked that up in your buy pots, etc., that you've put into the play. Tell us a bit more about this, and are you going to run this favourite over, or how do you see it?
Clyde, I do believe Master Bling is a worthy favourite. Just speaking on its last run at Scottsville over the 1,000, it was squeezed very badly at the start. It could have finished a lot closer, if not won it. And plus, just going back to its last 2 Poly runs where it came home lonely in both of them, I do have respect for it. But just speaking on my value in this race, it actually is my first choice in Darker over Master Bling. I'm willing to put a line through its last run. Its last 2 runs on the Poly, it's been drawn 10 out of 11, 8 out of 9. This is the type of horse, if it gets to the front, I think it's going to be very hard to pin back. Today, it's got the plum draw. I don't see much pace in the race. I think it's going to be there for free. Hopefully, it clears away from them, and Master Bling's going to have to play fetch. I'm willing to definitely have a nibble on Ndaka at 9 to 1, and I'll be taking some exactors with Master Bling just in case we run second.
Okay, well, that's what Weighted to Win's all about. Finding the value, and it may well be in number 1 Ndaka here this morning at 9 to 1. Okay, let's get on to race number 3 on the card now and see what's going on over here over the 1900 meters. Get a look at what the latest is with Betway. What's the market showing? And Jaham's top of the boards at 16 to 10. What number is that? That's number 6 on the card. 7 Woodland Glade is 22 to 10, second favourite. And then you got that also the Mikado, number 5 on the card, who's priced up 5 to 1. They bet 11 to 2, about 1 Ricardo, and 2 African Dusk, you can get 6 to 1. So kind of congested market, but Jaham is top of the boards in Woodland Glade. Mike the Cock's got both. Which one of the two is the right one is the question to ask Gary John. Which one are you going for?
Claude, I had a slight preference over Woodland Glade over Jaham. I just feel it's going to be a bit tough for Jaham today coming out of the maidens. And then also trying the poly for the first time at Greyville. These are really hard knockers in this field. Like I said, I'm not too sure what to expect from Jaham. I know there's been a winner out that form line, Roman's Revenge, but I'm still not too convinced on this form line. Like I said, I do prefer Woodland Glade over it. She took on the boys last time. It was over 2,400 at Scottsville. My question mark there is she, now with the scratching, she's a filly carrying top weight against Open Company, which is a slight concern for me. I'm sure Woodland Glade will be in the top 3 though. And I have a healthy respect for Ricardo. It's a versatile horse. It's run with really nice horses. 3 lengths to Flagman. Its poly form's not bad. It's I see a lot of value in Ricardo. I think it's going to be right up there. But I see the race here 1, 7, 5, then 6 is my 4th choice. But also the Mikado trying the poly for the first time must be a big runner.
Okay, so in that order, 175. Gary John's got his pick 6 worked out at 1440. So that's the intention, is the way it looks right now. 1, 5, and 7 in the first leg, being Ricardo, the Mikado, and Woodland Glade. Shaham's going to have to take the bench in this pick 6 for now anyway. And bankering Amor Fati in the next leg of the pick 6. All right, so this is Amor Fati's race. Craig Zacky's got the ride for Frank Robinson in this particular event and is the favourite. What price? Let's take a look at what price we're talking about Amor Fati here. The last time we had a look, 15 to 20, that's the odd. Second choice is number 3, Chill in the Air at 18 to 10. 7 to 2 about number 1, Brave Bomber, who may have a bit of a squeak here. And even a horse like number 5, Amber Sky, who's priced up 30 to 1, 33 to 1 and better about the others. Now, the question, Gary John, I've got to ask you is that both the More Fatty and Chill in the Air, if memory serves me correctly, are trying this distance for the first time. And you ask yourself the question, well, which one of the two? Chill in the Air is probably bred to stay a bit further. I see there's a winner from the form, so it's quite solid. But Amor Fati does seem to have a lot of scope.
Yes, Clyde, I have to agree with you here. Chili in the Air here is bred to stay. It's going to enjoy the step up in trip. My only concern is the poly track for the first time. That's a big question mark for me. And also just speaking on Brave Bomber, there's not going to be much in it, I feel, with the 1 and the 3. It's been on the poly. Brave Bomber, ran I think 14 or 13 lengths behind. Yeah, those are my 2 question marks here. Amor Fati is my clear first choice here. I feel this horse is going to absolutely love the step up in trip. And I did hear that Frank Robinson was waiting for this horse to go over ground. So I've anchored this horse in everything. I think on its last run, when I watched the replay, Ishi Quishi did have a little bit in hand, but you could see Amor Fati wanted the extra distance. It was fighting at the end. I'm strong in the camshell of Amor Fati and the clear dangers, Chili in there and Brave Bomber.
Okay. All right, makes sense. Amor Fati, the form, well, the course form does enjoy being on the poly anyway, if I have a look correctly. Am I right in saying that? On those occasions. Ran 3rd to Salt and Pepper on the poly, ran 2nd in its last start, so, and Gary John picked something up that he's actually looking for ground. All right, well, on that basis, let's take this jackpot. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our next race on the card now. This particular event, Fillies and Mares Handicap, Field and More. That's what Fillies and Mares stands for. It's Soccer 13 fillies and mares handicap over 1,200 metres. I don't know, tough race, not easy. Blush of Dawn, number 2, 22 to 10 favourite. Second choice is number 8 rather, Purple Flower at 7 to 2. 9 to 2 about number 7, Spirited Flight. And number 4, Drive By. There's been a bit of talk about this horse, Drive By, is 5 to 1. 5, Edge of Tomorrow, is at 7 to 1 and 8 to 1 about number 1, Perfect Trust. I mean, these are all horses that started high in the ratings. They're all now at the bottom in their 50s, early 60s, thereabouts from a rating perspective. Blush of Dawn, I guess the right one, if you have a look at the form closely, but an open race, Gary John.
Clyde, in this leg, yeah, I was very in between, but with taking horses out and putting field, I don't blame the punters if they're putting field in this leg. I just wanted my firm to come up to a little bit less. Just speaking on Blush of Dawn, its last run, it was a solid run. Calling All Angels came out to beat it, should be there in the mix. And then also speaking on Drive By, it is my slight preference here as my first choice. Also, another horse coming out of the Hippocrates form line, Aralana, come out to win in Joburg. And then also going to its run before that was Draw 9. This horse has been a bit unlucky with the draws Drive By recently. I do feel today it's met the right field, so my slight preference will be there. And also, just speaking on my second choice here, Spirited Flight. It's been on the surface twice in its career. It ran 9.9 lengths to Sharfolia, and Sharfolia is actually unbeaten on the poly track to this day. And then its next run on the poly was 2 lengths to Fortune-Door, a second. So I do have respect for this horse, Spirited Flight. I see the race 4, 7, 2, 3. But if you're going field, yeah, I don't blame you.
Okay, anything's possible in a race like this. There's the next jackpot that you need to get on here in terms of this event, and that's a 60 Rand pot. Well, could Skytrix be the right one here in race number 6 on the card? They're going over 1,400 metres. The one Skytrix is 5 to 1. At Betway's got that horse priced up at the moment. But Dean Cannemeyer's horse, Lucrative, is top of the boards. Craig Zaki riding 5 to 2. 2 for Jador is 7 to 2 second favourite. Then you get Skytrix, which I like personally. 7 Pour Some Sugar on Me is 5 to 1. And number 6 Jazz Diva is priced up at 6 to 1. You can get 10 to 1 and better about the others. Now, you did point out the other day that the Cannemeyer stable's been a little on the quiet side. They've had lots of seconds and thirds and all that sort of stuff, and you'd like to see them get back into the winner's enclosure, Gary John. But because Lucrative does represent solid form coming into the race, but I guess based on what you've said, you have to look beyond.
Clyde, that's exactly what I've done on today's card. Obviously, there is a strong possibility of the Cannemeyer yard turning it around. They do have a strong hand today. But also just they haven't had a winner actually in 1 month. I think their last winner was Lucrative at Scottsville, if I'm not mistaken. And just speaking on Lucrative, it's been to Gravel once before. It wasn't the best run. It's trying the surface, though, for the first time, the poly and the 1,400 meters. So there's 2 question marks there for me. And obviously, with the stable being a bit flat, I'm very scared I'll be looking to beat it. My first choice here is Skytrix. I really enjoyed the way it won last time for trying the surface for the first time. I think it won with a little bit more in hand than what we think. There is a weight turnaround with the 2 and the 7, 1.5 kilos for a short beating. So I'm willing to take that on and stick with my guns here with Skytrix. I do have respect for Fortune-Door. I think it's going to give Skytrix a go. And then just speaking on number 3, Valet Mambo. It ran an absolute cracking Turpentine to Fiery Pegasus that we all saw on the weekend, running the Joburg Springs fillies and mares.
The challenge,
the challenge. And it was drawn very badly, and it ran an absolute great race. It ran second. I feel if that was drawn better, could have won. So healthy respect here for Valet Mambo. I think there's a bit of value in it. It could be your swinger horse. I think it's 10 to 1. But I see the race here one Scartrix, second Valet Mambo, and third Fortunador.
I'll ask Gary John what he knows. He's got a banker for us or a recommended bet in this particular event. What does he know in this race about this horse he's tipping, Palermo? I'll talk to him in a minute and get some answers out of him there. Race 7, the market's 9 to 10. Whether it stays that price or not, I doubt it. I doubt it very much. I don't think French Flame's going to start in the red personally. But 9 to 10, 5 to 1 about number 8, Savantrix. Number 3, Palermo is Gary John's choice, 13 to 2. You can get that price about it. And the Two Heavens Will, priced up at around 7 or 8 to 1 thereabouts. And then you can get 10 to 1 and better about the balance. Rachel Venica riding for the Dennis Bosch stable in this event. And it's an interesting one because Dean Canamay's got both of them. French Flame and Savantrix, they're in control. But you found a nice 7, 8 to 1 shot, Jane Palermo. Tell me why.
Claude, in this race here, my best bet for the day is Palermo. I see a lot of value in it. I really think this horse enjoys the poly track. I'm not too worried about the distance because it does show gate speed. I think the 1400 could actually be better for it. And if you want to find a form line with French Flame and Palermo, there was French Flame when it tried the poly for the first time. I know it was coming off a rest. Where it ran to Run to Rio, there was a horse in there called Captain Marsala that was draw 10, and it finished 1.7 lengths in front of French Flame. And now if we go back to Palermo's run behind Buzz Bomb, this was on the turf, and Captain Marsala was 0.2 lengths in front of Palermo, and Palermo was draw 11 that day. And taking to the poly that I think Palermo is a better poly horse, I'm going to go with the value here and take my chances, especially also knowing the Canamay yard hasn't had a win in a month. It could be, that could have changed by now, but I'm willing to take this French Flame on. It does have good turf form, don't get me wrong. If this race was run on form, it should win it. But also talking about the drop to the 1400 of French Flame, it drops itself out. I think it could have a mountain to climb to catch Palermo today. And if you guys are looking for any dangers here, 99 Heroes could be the swinger horse with Palermo. But I'm in the camps of Palermo. I think it's going to get it right today.
Okay, well, Gary John's had to dig deep and he's found some indirect form to give reasons why. It's a plated race, remember. And Gary John, however, the 3, Palermo, 7, 8 to 1 is the value in the race. All right, so welcome back. It's the Betway Weighted to Win show. The 8th race on the card is a handicap at the 67 level. It's run over 1,600 metres. This morning's betting, 7 to 2 the field. So it does have that open look to it. Alison Wright's got number 2, King Bavarian, top of the boards. Atendiwe riding that. 6, Carrara's Dream is 7 to 2 joint favourite. And number 1, Calling All Angels, is at 5 to 1. 11 to 2 about the 7, Connoisseur. And the 10, Wave Warrior, is priced up at around 6 to 1. So is the 8, Galaxy Explorer, priced up at 6 to 1. Okay, let's talk about this last race, Gary John, the final event on the card. And King Bavarian's top of the boards at the moment, 7 to 2 the field. Well, that's how they price up anyway. Atendiwe Makhudo's riding that. Sure, still recovering from, what did that horse you tipped the other day? Was it that horse that hit the front, cruising, and then it just all of a sudden off the bit just hung right across the track? Do you remember? On Sunday.
Yes, it was called Wherever I Lay My Hat. So I thought it was race over at one stage.
How did that get beat? How did that get beat?
So yeah, it looked a little bit tired at the end, I guess, for it hanging. But every time you put it in the left, it hung even more to the left.
Correct. What are we doing here, Gary?
In this race, I do have field in my pick 6 at the back. It's a very trappy contest. I find it quite hard to separate the 2 and the 10, King Bavarian, Wave Warrior. I leant towards King Barbarian slightly because of the draw. And then just speaking on Kawari's Dream, it's never tried the poly for the first time, but I do see King Bavarian does have it held on the Mark Mazerin form line. So, and knowing that King Bavarian is a better poly horse, I'm willing to stick with this. And then just a horse, if you're looking for a bit of value, Brave Voyager, stepping back up to the mile. I think it could be the diamond in the rough here. And so yes, in this race here, I see the race 2, 4, 10. I'm going to play some swingers, King Bavarian and Brave Voyager, and try and get some value, but slight preference to King Bavarian.
Okay, we got it. Thank you so much, Gary John. Thanks for your time and the hard work behind studying and trying to get the form worked out. King Bavarian in the last race could be the right one, although there is respect for a horse like Brave Voyager. That's it from Betway Weighted to Win on this Wednesday. I hope it was a good one. We'll be back with Daryl Marie for the Thursday preview at the Vaal.